Hello. There we go. Mm, can't get. That's what I wanted. All right. Hello, hello. You going? My hair is wet. Wet. It's so wet, and I'm trying to make it make sense. This is getting hot. I might have to take this down before the end of this because I'm like struggling. I'm struggling. I just put it up in a high pony, and I don't know. And I'm somehow making more hair over here, and I don't know how I'm doing it because the inverse is throwing me off. But hello, I'm Mika. Welcome to Leap Taken. Ah, I'm cute regardless. Anyway, hey, welcome to Leap Taken. I'm Mika. Here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And welcome to the Witchy Review. So I'm going to do something. I don't think I've done this, or maybe I have. Oh, this is giving me a headache. I don't know if I could do this, y'all. This is why I don't wear ponytails. My hair got too long. Uh, this ain't gonna work. It's a retightening day. I'm gonna retighten my hair, so it's like maybe I should just look like an '80s person. um, yeah. Anyway, as I fight this, yeah. So I've not done this before, where we're just gonna talk about the books that I've really, really wanted to like, and I didn't like them. I didn't like them, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I do a lot of reviews here, and I can't do it. I can't. All right, forgive me. I can't. Let me just take this ponytail out. I'm fighting for my life here. I can't. It's starting to hurt. I'm tender headed. I can't do it, and I'm about to do this retwist when I get off of here. Welcome. You say you want long hair. This is what happens. Anyway, I'm not even gonna try to fix it. We're just gonna welcome. Anyway, but no, I say I like, I'll read different books. Y'all know I try, and I want to be generous to people. I don't want to, you know, people took the time to write about, I wrote books. I don't want anybody to speak negatively about my books. So it's like, I'm not like going to be horrible about it. But at the same time, these books they didn't resonate with me. There's nothing necessarily wrong with the books, but like it just made no sense for me and where I'm at in my practice. So that's why this is a knot, and I messed this up. So I have to repair some of this stuff today. So anyway, um, let me get into it because I'm like horribly distracted with my hair right now, and I have locks, so it shouldn't be a distraction. That's the whole freaking point. Coming in, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying don't read these books, at least the first one. I'm saying it didn't make sense to me. This book, The Little Work, The Magic to Transform Your Everyday Life. This is written by, shit, I don't even know how to say this man's name. Anyway, here, forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I don't know how to say his name. Can y'all see it? Dergados. The frick? Dergados. Duriel. See that's where I messed up right now. And I can't even say the man's name. Anyway, here's what it says. Make your day-to-day life as fulfilling and rewarding as your magical practice by turning everything you do into an extension of that practice. Nothing is truly mundane in this world, but if you can't pay bills on time or weather difficult relationships, how can you achieve spiritual transformation? Packed with practical tools that help improve your willpower and focused intention. The little work teaches you how to build and sustain the magical life you desire. So far, so good. Durgadas Alon Duriel. I'm saying, I'm sorry to you, sir. If you ever come across this, I did not mean to butcher your name. I'm struggling. Um, Guide you through a journey of inner alchemy to develop your mind, body, and emotional resilience and personal power. Explore meditations, affirmations, and will development exercises. Discover how to manage your energy, heal from your painful experiences, and create a daily practice. This essential book encourages you to dance with, yeah, to dance with rather than run from reality while transforming yourself into a healthier, happier, more spiritual person. It sounds great. This, out of all the books I want to talk about, this is the only one I couldn't get through. I could not finish the book. That's the problem. I couldn't finish the book. If you can't even finish the book, that tells you everything. I couldn't get through. By the way, I was reading this in a group. I was not the only one. We just stopped reading it. We couldn't get past it. Yeah, I got my post-it note in here from where this is as far as I got, and I couldn't finish it because I couldn't get into it. So maybe one day I'll come back just to give it, you know, a more energy. But like, I just could not vibe with this book, y'all. I couldn't even get through it. And by the way, it wasn't just me. Like I said, none of us could. None of us could get through this book. So like, do with that what you will. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't want to come across horrible. You know what I mean? Like I'm. It, like I said, I couldn't get through with the book. It was just too much for me. All right. Another low stakes, not too much. And I got this at, I think, a Five Below. I think it was Five Below. Decode Your Dreams. I got it a while back. Man, that ain't no. I felt like I got duped. It wasn't much. It never became a reference. I thought it would, but honestly, like, I just wasn't feeling the messages in here for the dreams. So, for instance, it's like, let me think of something that you dream about. Like, okay, let's do something fun. Sex dreams. So, sex dreams. Let's say it was. Let me find one that was irritating me. I just don't like how they do it. Um, Forbidden sex. Let's keep it fun. Let's keep it all the way, right? So, forbidden sex. Unlock the meaning. Dreaming of engaging in forbidden sexual practices suggests that you feel you are being prevented. First of all, I can barely read because it's so freaking like, it's like this tiny print in the light background, and it's hard on my eyes. Anyway, you're being prevented from developing a particular creative talent in your waking life. This is often caused by those who are jealous of your growing skills and who take a perverse pleasure in attempting to limit your advancement. But it can also be that you are limiting your own ambitions. I don't agree with none of this. I don't agree with any of this. I don't see this as a thing. Like and what is forbidden sex? Like, what do you mean? And my hair is feeling heavy right now because it's wet. Anyway, awaken your potential. A simple antidote to self-imposed limitations is self-trust, openness. Okay, I'm not even gonna go on. The point is, it doesn't make any sense. The book doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. What they're giving you for like what could possibly be happening, it doesn't make sense. That's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it. Like the meanings were so silly, and like what they were telling you to do, it just didn't make any sense. So that's why I don't like this book. Oh, look at this. This is a newly locked. I don't know. It came out and then I was like, y'all, I've been going through stuff. I'm gonna just tell you that. I forgot I had this bobby pin in. I've been going through some things. I use sacred drops, by the way, in my hair because I notice more thinning than usual, like around my edges. And like, this is not even like, not, this is like a new lock. I think it's working. It helped grow in my hair. Like, I was losing hairs out of my scalp. So those sacred drops, those expensive Bahan drops, I'm still in the first bottle, and it lasts for a while, by the way. But I'll really know when I retighten because this is a lot of new growth in here. I'll know when I retighten it, but I'm just saying. I noticed like here, my edges, it was becoming bare, and I like got like a little bush now. So that's a good thing. That's all new growth. Book number 3. We talked about this. The Chaos Magic book by Peter J. Carroll. I'm gonna be a little harsher about this one. Um, I don't know. It gives racist. I'm gonna just tell you that. I don't like this. Peter J. Carroll, renowned writer, practitioner of chaos magic, offers a remarkably clear presentation of the practice of chaos magic. His approach combines methods from shamanism, paganism, and chaos science. One of the things I learned about the concept of ceremonial magic and all that sort of stuff, when they be doing rites and all that, there's something, my witchy senses, my black senses lets me know it's something afoot. Um, I don't trust it, but there was things in here. I did a whole review and breakdown about this book. I did not vibe with it. And honestly, what I have found that some of the chaos magicians I've come across, even here on YouTube, I don't know, it's something about like my black senses is going off like, don't trust that. Don't trust that. Don't trust it. It's something about it. But I say all this to say there was some stuff, and I'm not going to get into the whole thing. I mean, I have an entire video where I dedicated about it, but I didn't like it. Let me tell you about Peter J. Carroll. He's the author of 6 books, including Liber Null and Psychonaut. He is past grandmaster. This I'm reading verbatim. He is past grandmaster of. We already on a bad foot because you just said grandmaster. You know what that sound like? The Grand Dragon. That sound like what y'all think it sound like. Grandmaster of the Magical Pact of the Illuminates of Thanatos, Chancellor of Arcanorium College. I'm not. These words don't come off my tongue easily. Acting Marshal of the Knights of Chaos and a bard of Dubuni Grove. He maintains a personal website. It did not buy. Not at all. Didn't like the undertones of it. Didn't. No, absolutely not. No. Now I'm gonna move on to the next one, and I'm not rushing through them, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about all this stuff in a moment. The Book of Practical Witchcraft. This was definitely a Five Below purchase. The illustrations are cute by Pamela Ball. So here you would like part 1, the tools, part 2, the spells. I don't like this book very much. The reason I don't like it is because and it's funny because I went on Amazon. I was gonna do links, and I was like, no, I don't want to encourage y'all to get these because I mean, maybe you like them. Listen, I'm telling. Maybe it makes sense to you, but you get what you pay for. It was like it's not bad information. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, you could do better. I guess for $5, it's not that bad. But like, listen to this. This is some herbal breakdown. Lavender is a masculine plant ruled by Mercury and the element of air. It is one of the most useful herbs and can be used for healing and promoting good wishes and sleep. It can also be used to attract men. Lavender, I'm going to read this again in case you didn't. Lavender is a masculine plant ruled by Mercury and the element of air. It is one of the most useful herbs and can be used for healing and promoting good wishes and sleep. It can also be used to attract men. I mean, if you listen, it's all about intention, but lavender attracts men? Maybe I'm just the goofball witch who didn't take that. I just think that's an odd thing to put in a book. I don't know. This is the type, like, it's a little wonky, some of the information. And before you think, like, oh, well, maybe this is about attraction. No, it's not. This is just listing herbs. This is just one of the examples. Sometimes you should spend more than $5 for a book. Yeah. So it's like it's stuff where it's like, oh, okay, you cool, and then they'll add another thing, and you're like, wait, what? Wait, wait, back up, back up, back up. It's senseless, and then like you get some good, you get some stuff that maybe you don't want. All right, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this one. I read this in a group, and I read it. We all read it, and we tried to reference it, and we tried to go into it. Okay, so here's the deal: the repetition is what takes me out. The repetition. So with a book like this, you're going to get the first part where it's a lot of text and a lot of breakdown, a lot of explaining, and then you get to the rest of the book where she's giving like recipes and formulations and things like that. And I was so into it initially. I work with Hecate, so this makes sense for me. Um, However, she repeats a lot. And that first part, like, so imagine this, we're reading this in a group and we're all trying to get through it. And she just kept repeating like a lot of repetition, like the details over and over and over again. And it was like, are you just doing this to fill up the pages? Like you keep telling me this. You've explained this concept three, and we were this like it was like a book club type situation, and we all kept saying like, girl, we got it, like you're beating me over the head with this. I got it, move on, like we're in a new chapter, a new section, stop freaking telling me the same thing. And I'm sorry, I tried to ignore it, and I was really excited. By the way, the author Cindy Brandon, she's here on YouTube. I know I she had like an open house or something, and me and that group, we all went to go see, like, to join her coven and everything, and we all just kind of wanted to see what was popping over there, and that, well, we saw, and um it didn't resonate with me. I I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find the words. You don't have to try to use a language that most people don't speak anymore to make it seem like you're a little bit more in tune and in touch with the concepts, with the ideology. Realistically, a lot of this, I think she's taking great liberties. We're getting into the meat of the book, not just. I personally think she has taken liberties, and it's her version, her interpretation. And if you add in, you know, some Greek terminology, it's almost as if it's fact. When, if you are someone who works with Hecate, and when I say work with, study, get information, you know, check other sources, history, and all that sort of stuff as well. But you're you're all, you consider yourself a student, and you always want to learn. I'm describing myself. I'm just saying it just feels a little heavy handed. And I think, like I said, she took her interpretations and she states them almost as fact. And I don't like that part so much. That didn't resonate with me very much. And the repetition, I felt like the pages need to get filled up, and we were taking a lot of liberties. I'm gonna just say it like that. I'm trying to find the right way, but this is basically, in the group, we all kind of felt like this. Like, I'm reading this, but wait, what? Also, I felt like I'm not a fan of books that try to find like herbs, ingredients, plants, things of that nature that like you'd have to send away to the other side of the world to get it for. Um, You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you doing this? And then why are you going out of your way to call things? It's okay. I like when people give the official, like the plant name, the herb name, the science name, or something like that. Um, and it's usually in Latin. Like, I don't have a problem with that. That's cool. Like, I'm not like anti-education and anti-thorough knowledge, but I don't like when it's heavy-handed where it doesn't have to be, because you're only, and it's like, it's okay. It's the equivalent of you had to write a paper and you got a hold of a thesaurus, so you're just trying to use words that make you sound more versed, more intelligent than what you are. I'm not saying that with this. This is what this woman did. Maybe this is in her, her vocabulary. But this is for the masses as well. And I think that you should also meet people, the general public, where they are. It's not that I had trouble reading. It's not that I had trouble understanding. I just think it was unnecessarily complicated. And then there's the repetition. I keep bringing up the repetition because you see how I'm just casually dropping it in every other sentence. That's what it's like when you're reading a book. It made it so hard, and I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it. I read her other book, Keeping Her Keys. And in hindsight, which also is about Hecate, I realized that book also had repetition and things like that in it as well. Some of the same issues. Actually, it was probably worse than that one. I'm trying. Yeah, I wanted to love this book real bad. Let's talk about Mugwort. Mugwort, you know that. The witch's best friend, Mugwort. Excellent for opening psychic abilities because it has the dualistic actions of enhancing connections while offering protection. So far, so good. We're great. Mugwort, I'm just skip ahead. Easy to get to know, strong, steady, and sure. Mugwort is a must. Excuse me, is Mugwort is a most helpful spirit for medicine and magic. So I was like, oh great. Like it starts off like that. She's gonna break down herbs. She talks about the properties and correspondences, indications, love that. Formulations, pharmakia. So you get to that a basic mission known as simple. 1 teaspoon of mugwort steeped in a cup of boiled water has endless uses in medicine and magic. She goes on about that. Mugwort medicine patch, and she goes into that. So, like, that's good. But then there were other things that she would describe, and she would reference some of the stuff that was in the beginning of the book. And I was like, girl, like, if you don't stop beating me over the head with this stuff, excuse me, like, I know, baby cakes, I know. Move on. Um, the keys to spellcraft. This is what we got in this section. You know what it is when you get into the sections where she's writing and not just giving the correspondences and all the details about the herbs is where it gets tricky. I don't hate anything. I just don't love it. It didn't become the resource that I thought it would become. And out of everything, this is the one I was so disappointed about. I wanted to connect to this book so much more than I could, and I feel bad. So let's talk about what made me pick it up. Because really, I thought Cindy Brennan was a really great source to help navigate and understanding Hecate. Um, I thought it would be something I could come back to again and again and reference. I didn't particularly care for her writing style. Um, I think if you are somebody who watches her videos and you just get her, you'll like this. Um, yeah. Same questions. I picked it up because I saw this at Five Below. Whenever I see something witchy, I usually get it. It was $5. That's really why. You get what you pay for. I thought it would be something that maybe I could talk about, or maybe it would like give me some ideas, or maybe there was a spell or something in here that I could like tweak and use for I think like that. Like I don't get caught up on the spell to follow it exactly as it is, but I thought it would just give me some inspiration or something like that. It did not. It did not. I don't like the I feel like there's misinformation in this book. You might enjoy this if you don't know a lot about witchcraft, and you just need something to start with. Same questions. I picked it up because I genuinely wanted to have get even more deeper understanding about chaos magic. Um, I expected it to be more informative. I expected it to be, it's not that long, so I don't know. I expected to walk away more enlightened about the topic. What didn't work for me was, in fact, the writing style, the tone, and I couldn't ignore my intuition. Who might enjoy this? Probably, and I say this like at face value, probably a white person, because a white person who doesn't really think outside of like themselves. They think they're regular. They think people who look like them are the regulars, and everybody else are the spice of the world. I don't know. That's the best way to explain it. Yeah. Same questions. Oh yeah, that and yeah. I picked it up. I'm pretty sure this is a Five Below purchase, but I wanted a good dream dictionary. That's what I was thinking. A good dream dictionary. I don't expect it to give me like everything, but it's not witchy enough. It's not woo enough. What did I expect it to be? I expected it to be a dream library, like a breakdown to decode my dreams. That's what I expected. It didn't work for me because I feel like it's full of misinformation, and maybe it's just subjective, and I don't know. But I don't think I actually tried to use this for one of my own dreams, and I was like, what the f? Like I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. It's like somebody just said, you know what? We're just gonna make some stuff up based on the dream. Like it did not make any kind. Like I think most of the decoding it's doing is just like somebody just made it all up, and it was just a fun experience, and they sold it, wrote it down, and put it in a book. Um, Writing style doesn't matter, tone doesn't matter. I just feel like it's just like not. It's misinformation. Same questions. I picked it up because this was part of our little book club we were doing, and it was agreed upon book. And at the time, it was popular. What did I expect it to be? I expected to get. It says here, unite your everyday and magical lives with the power of inner alchemy. I was looking. Excuse me. I was looking for that. I was looking for like everyday magic stuff. Um, it didn't work for me and the group because it was so boring and dry, and I was like, wait, what are we talking? I'm reading a book and I'm like, what is this supposed to be about again? We were all saying that. Like we couldn't get through. I don't know, magic to transform your everyday life. I was expecting, I don't know. It didn't work because it was dry. I guess we didn't like the tone. I'm not going to say it's misinformation. I don't think I enjoyed the writing style because it bored me. It was boring, in short. So now I'm going to share something else, and this was on me, and I don't have it on a thumbnail, a picture of this book. Oh wait, I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting the main one. This was a book club book, and I read it on my Kindle, Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Pause. I don't know this person. I don't know them. I know that, they're well liked and well known. For the first half of this book, we loved it. All of us, we were getting into it. We liked it because it's like exercises or activities like at the end. It made a lot of sense for us. And then the rest of that book felt like mansplaining. Yes, was I aware that a man wrote the book? Yes. I'm not thinking about this as I'm reading it. But you ever read a book and they drop a turn? We're halfway in a book. You don't have to keep explaining things. And I'm not saying that because, oh, well, maybe you know it, but other people don't know it. No, it felt like mansplaining. And you know what? I don't think everybody catches that, but I know several people in my group, we all kind of felt that way. They weren't just agreeing with me. That was kind of our approach on the back end. It just felt like mansplaining. Every time we read something, I was like, all right, why you keep explaining this to me like this? Like, okay, like we're halfway and you don't need to tell. Okay, I gotta give you examples because you're gonna be like, what the heck is she talking about? Paul, let me, because I had bookmarks from there. Let me go halfway through. And then it's terrestrial energy. I didn't love that. I mean, it's not a. Again, it was me. It didn't resonate with me. Witches tend to be animus. The word animus refers to one who embraces the concept of animism. Animism is derived from the word anima and animus, the Latin words relating to the soul, intelligence, and having a living nature. And it goes on. I felt like, and let me see, because I highlighted this for a reason. I was like, we were like deep into the book. What chapter was this? Because I swiped chapter 12. We're like on page 161 of 221. Why are you telling me this? Like, just tell me what it is. It's like the over explaining, and then you read more, and he's still like explaining the same thing. He's doing the same thing that Cindy chick is doing. Like, why do you do that? It takes me out of what I'm reading. It takes me out of the discussion. I picked it up because we all agreed on it and I thought it would be good and we wanted to read it together and I was really excited about it. Um, I expected a metaphysical guide to meditation, magic, and manifestation. We wanted to work on our psychic abilities together. It didn't work for me because I genuinely disliked the writing style and I didn't like the tone as I got deeper into the book. And who might enjoy this? I don't know. People who are a fan of his work. I just don't think I'm gonna be. I don't. That's not gonna be me. So that's the Psychic Witch. I wanted to like that book. I've read reviews. I've heard other people talk about it. It just didn't do anything for me, and I'm sorry. This was my mistake. So I've never talked about this. The Potion Maker's Handbook. I saw this on Amazon. I purchased this for me, not to review or talk about. I should have read closer about the details. It says a journal of mystical brews. The keyword was journal. Y'all, it's just blank pages. It's blank pages. Well, it's not blank pages, but it's like a workbook for you to fill in. It's not bad, but I didn't know that's what I was buying, and that was my mistake. Um, I don't want it though. I'm keeping it and I never use it. I don't know. I may one day when I do giveaways, this is a great idea. And I'm getting to that point because I haven't even talked about it, but this channel, which is the little engine that could, finally reached over 2,000 subscribers. Thank you. Um, it took me a long time, but here I am. I'm grateful though. But anywho, yeah, heads up, I think I want to do giveaways of not books. I don't want to like frame it as like stuff I don't want, but like they could be rehome. I never wrote in it. It's but this might make sense for somebody else. So I'm gonna get there. Dolores says the majority of people who are reading witchcraft books are adults, but the authors write as if we're uneducated kids. It's insulting, especially when you think it's more advanced book than a one-on-one book. I think with the Psychic Witch, I definitely felt like that. I like it got to the point of it felt like, dude, like, are you? I said mansplaining, but it felt like demoralizing as I kept reading it because I was like, to be talking about these topics, you shouldn't have to take a paragraph to explain that one word. And when I was going over, that was like a paragraph to explain that one word. And I don't know, I did feel insulted. Thank you. Another one, it's on, I may have talked about this. I don't think I did. And I'm pretty sure this is from Five Below. Spellcraft of Guided Journal for Casting, Cleansing, and Blessing. Yeah. So this was I may have talked about this a while ago, like in a haul. I didn't break it down or anything. So it's pretty. It's a pretty book. There's no real substance in here. They have questions here. What does success mean to you? Is it having money, receiving praise? Define what success means for you and what having success does for you. This is in a Money Magic Floor Wash section, and it's a journal, yeah, a guided journal. So they give you these questions. What does success mean to you? If I say it like that, it sounds more engaging, but realistically, like, huh? Success around, I guess, around money because we're in a money section. This doesn't move me. These questions don't make me, like, it doesn't move me. Growth and loss, connection to life, like growth and loss. Let me go into that section. For instance, I mean, I don't know. Repurpose the highlighted words into, oh, so you have, wait, let me go back. Breaking bad habits. There's a spell here. The materials are permanent marker or ink, eggs. First of all, nobody's using eggs willy nilly. But anyway, pinch of salt, pitcher of distilled water. Process on page, okay, on this page, there's a blank page. On page 115, write out all the bad energy you're trying to expel. After you write down everything, underline, highlight, or bold the words or phrases that stand out to you the most. Write these words phrase on an egg with a marker or ink. Whisper things to the egg. They could be things you want to let go of, like regrets or anger that haunts you. Add the salt to the pitcher of water and bring the pitcher to a secluded space with a hard surface. Hold your egg close to your chest. Feel those feelings one final time. Cast the egg against a rock or wall. Repeat this step as many times as necessary, and once you're done, wash away the yolk and shell remnants with the salt water. It gets to a point. Now let's talk real life. Where the frick am I throwing an egg at that I'm going to be able to just simply wash off with some salt water? Where is this happening? Think about that. Where can you throw? Most of us, where are you in a? Anyway, with salt water. First of all, you're about to make a heck of a mess. And I'm okay with messy witchcraft. I am okay with spells and rituals that just get messy. Your hand stuff, you know you're gonna be cleaned up. You in it. This is wasteful. This is wasteful. So this is a book that I don't love that I purchased. What made me pick it up? A guided journal for casting and cleansing and blessings. That the title got me. What did you expect it to be? I expected it to not waste resources. I expected it to give me some decent information, something that might inspire me, something that I could use. I mean, I'm just like the rest of y'all too. Like I'm trying to, you know, learn some stuff too along the way. I'm always open to learning more. Um, I would use this book as an example, the spells and things of like, this is a great book in my mentorship on, okay, let's look at this. Now, what would you do different? Like, why do you think we should do this differently? And it's like, hey, maybe you don't need to do these things. What would be a better ingredient? This is a good book to break down on what not to do, or what else could we use. It's an opportunity to flex your skills on correspondences. So if they like rue is an ingredient, I just saw. No, if you didn't have rue, what else would you use? Now rue is known for this. So what correspond? No, based on that, what other something you have in your kitchen right now, or you could easily access. This is what I would use to like fix. Like, how do we improve upon this? Um, it didn't work for me. What didn't work for me was the spells, the questions, I guess the writing style. I wouldn't say misinformation. I would just say the writing style. I just think it was Yeah, pouches for dream work. Five small, anything that starts off with, get five different candles of the same color. Um, Five, they're saying five small drawstring pouches, preferably in purple or navy velvet. Two bowls, 2 parts dried mugwort, 2 parts dried rue, lavender essential oil, half a part dried lavender, half a part dried jasmine. Set out all your ingredients, open up your 5 drawstring. I don't like that I have to have 5 pouches. I don't like, I'm gonna tell you something. As somebody who's been doing this for a while, rarely do I have 5 of this or multiple numbers of the same thing. If I'm talking about a spell and I'm using more than one candle, each candle has a different intention to the greater thing. But I'm a spells on spells on spells type of witch, so I like to do multiple spells. If I'm doing like, if there's the big umbrella of the thing, let's say I want to change my life. Well, lighting a candle saying I want to change my life is a dangerous game to play. So the overall theme is I want to change my life. I want to open myself up to new experiences. I'll probably write this down or meditate on this. Maybe I create a vision board. Um, and then I get to the spell work. So aspects to what does that mean to change my life? That's where I'm going in a little bit deeper. Well, I want a better job. Okay. Well, I want to get married. Okay. I want to move to a new city. So like these are all these different things. So I'm doing some love and attraction. I'm doing some money manifesting work. I'm doing some career driven work. This is not all in one candle. So, and this is assuming I'm just using candles because I probably would be using something else as well on top of that for depending on each of these things. I'm burning things. Maybe I'm creating potions, and I'm having a long lasting thing. The point is, I'm not going to have you. I'm not going to 5 green candles, 5 navy blue velvet pouches that I'm filling up with the same thing. No. Anyway, that sounds harsher than I meant it. Who might still enjoy this? Someone who doesn't know any better, and I'm sorry. That's who would enjoy this. Somebody who doesn't know any better. Um, my Discord channel, Safe Place for Witches. Tomorrow, by the way, come through Pacific time, 4 p.m. We're doing like a virtual meet and greet. So it's just real chill, it's virtual, so it's kind of Zoom style. If you don't know about Discord, the link is in the description. You just go in, create, if you have never been there, you just create an account. You don't have to come on camera if you're not comfortable, but you can just be talking. So I want to suggest that. So it'll be 7 Eastern time, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I had to count. Time conversion. Yeah, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that would be 7 Eastern Time. And 6 Central Time. I better stop before I start saying the wrong times. But I created a book list, of book recommendations. I'm actually working with somebody else, and they asked me, and I was like, you know what? This is a great permanent place to store this information. So on that Discord channel, I have like, if I was starting witchcraft right now, this is what I would start. These are the books I would start with. One of the books, which I think I put back on my bookshelf, is called Essential Spellcasting, I think is what it's called. It's a little book, very thin, gets right to the point. One of the things it talks about is how to write how you write spells, how you can take a spell that you found in a book or someplace else, and you can make that work. One of the things they talk about, which I highly agree on, is when you have a spell that, see, there's a lot of repetition and it's not making any sense. And it talks about how to sort of break that down and still make it work. So with a book like this, you could still make it work. Like I could, but maybe you don't want to be doing that. I'm a fan of creating your own spells. If you know how to create your own spells, then you know how to make it work. You know how to look at a book like this and say, "Oh, I can figure that out. I don't need to do that. It doesn't have you wasting eggs, throwing freaking eggs at a wall. I don't know. They said throw it at a solid surface. Where am I throwing eggs at? That's safe. I don't know. If it's in wintertime, you're in trouble. If it's in the summertime, you're in trouble. Like, where is this possible? What time of year am I doing this, depending on where you live? Anyway, but yeah, that book is great, and it's a short book, so you can get like a lot of information out of it without having to read this whole thing, big thing. And it's so concise, and I think it was when I first came across that book, it was like, wow, it really kind of got me to see how a lot of times I didn't necessarily need as many things to actually make the magic work. I'm also a big fan of staying aligned to your spell, and that's kind of what I refer to as spells on spells. Like in my book, Book of Shadows for the Love Witch, when if you own that, if thank you, but you'll see a spell. I talk about how to align, how to enhance after you cast the spell, so you can keep the energy going. Um, that's more important. So like think bigger. Don't Yeah, you could start with the candle. And then think about, well, once the spell's done, how am I going to stay aligned in this energy? So maybe you say a charm or affirmation. Maybe you create some sort of talisman or something like that that you touch. Maybe you create a little bag or something like that, or a sigil, and you touch it every day or something like that. Or you sleep on it, it's under your pillow. Or maybe there's a coin or something like that, you kind of fiddle with throughout the day that aligns you with that energy. Maybe there's something on your altar. Maybe you create an entire altar to that thing that you're trying to bring into your life, and it has your vision board on it, and it has your notebook that you script in, and it has the charms and the jewelry and all that when you're not wearing it, that align you with that. You see what I'm saying? So we started with a candle and we build, because and these methods have been very effective to me. And these are not things that you do and it's a lot of work and you're begrudgingly doing each step. And they're not meant to be very expensive. You can take something you already own and turn it into something else. Crystals that you've already purchased, recharge them and then reprogram them for your intention. And you just build on it. One thing I notice is a lot of books don't talk about that. You can get a book with spells, but oh, excuse me, you get a book with spells, but it doesn't tell you the after part. Like, okay, so now what are we doing after that? When you're talking things where you're attracting or repelling, but definitely attracting, I think there's more to it than just that candle. You usually get your results, but you're going to want lasting results. Also, when you're doing magic for things like changed my life. The theme is I'm changing my life. I'm doing things. I'm in my soft life. Like that's popular. Or I'm in my boss witch life right now. Like I'm starting a business. I'm doing all these things, and I want everything to change. So you're doing multiple things at once. You're not just doing a simple candle spell or anything like that. You one, write everything down, please. Write everything down. You need some place to write that down, because you got a lot of balls in the air, magical balls in the air. You want the universe to respond, and you want the universe to respond to everything that all that energy that you're sending out. And how the timing is going to be, that's between you and the gods, and how that works. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. um a lot of the books that I went over, they don't talk about that. And that's one thing that I wish more people would get into. If you're going to do spells, like, how do we enhance it? How do I make it? How do I stay aligned to this energy going forward? So there's that. Just a little advanced witch tip to anybody who's listening. All right, so I'm gonna wrap up here, but yeah, this was kind of fun, but I didn't want to make it nasty or mean on the books that I just couldn't connect with. But I like I mean, something drew me to them, so they're not bad. It wasn't for me. So I appreciate you for being here and for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and go. Um, my hair is pretty much dry now. If you ever wondered about locks, they look pretty much the same when they're wet. They were damp, I should say. I used that Rev Air blow dryer, so it wasn't so bad. But anyway, um, yeah, I'm gonna go and retighten my locks, which is gonna be hours of my life, and not celebrate this day. Instead, this is just gonna be a pamper day. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paint my nails. I'm gonna give myself a pedicure. I'm gonna do my hair and probably do like a facial or something like that. I'm bare skin right now. I just put a little lip on. I'm from a generation of people. Your mom told you, "Oh, you don't put something on your face with lipstick." I have to. I don't know. I don't know how to stop. I was raised this way, so I'm gonna take this off and probably do a lip mask. And it's a beauty day. It's Venus Day. So thank you. Go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Also, I've been going live on TikTok, so follow Leap Taken on TikTok is there as well. It's a different energy when I'm on there. I'm usually promoting my book of shadows, but I'm talking witchy stuff in between and interacting, and it's been fun over there as well. It's just it's me. I'm still me, but it's different. It's fun. So follow Leap Taken over on TikTok as well. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.